Hi there, my name is Jessica Zamora. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be walking you through the Conservation Proclamation, a unit plan designed for 5th grade students. Now let's begin. Here's the unit at a glance. Week 1 will cover all things water cycle. In Week 2, students will learn about the world water crisis. And finally, in Week 3, students will synthesize their learning and learn about creative ways to conserve water. The unit objectives span a variety of content. In this unit, students will learn about water as a depleting natural resource, one that must be conserved. Students will also explore the world water crisis and expand their global perspective in the process. In addition, students will identify and evaluate water conservation strategies to then create a public service announcement as their solution to the world water crisis. Along the way, students will intersect with educational technologies. Each activity will align with Gardner's multiple intelligences and Bloom's taxonomy. This unit is aligned to the Common Core English Language Arts standards for 5th grade, which cover an array of learning goals, including the use of multiple print and digital sources, the integration of such information to write and present on a topic, collaboration with others, as well as creating visual displays to enhance presentations. These are all standards that will guide each and every activity throughout this unit. In addition, this unit touches upon the established California content standards for earth science related to the water cycle and the reality of limited water supply across the globe. Technology standards are also addressed throughout the unit. These stem from the International Society for Technology in Education, or ISTE, and seek to bring creativity, innovation, communication, and collaboration into the classroom setting. More importantly, this unit seeks to integrate each of Gardner's multiple intelligences, which include verbal, interpersonal, kinesthetic, intrapersonal, naturalist, visual, musical, and logical learners. Likewise, this unit encourages higher-level thinking skills per Bloom's taxonomy. Activities progress through each of the levels in an attempt to have students create versus simply consume content and information. Let's take a closer look at these projects. Week 1 looks at the water cycle and its direct impact on humans, plants, and animals. Students will be creating a word cloud based on their research of the water cycle. This project will be done in groups of 3 to 4 and will ask students to collaborate with others as well as compare and contrast their word cloud to that of another group's. Next, students will work with a partner to create a newspaper article. Students will make relevant connections between current events such as California's recent drought and the direct impact precipitation has on such a reality. Students will then continue to work in groups to create a comic strip highlighting how plants and animals are directly impacted by the water cycle. They will then post their comic strip onto Twitter where their classmates can leave comments. Students will work collaboratively to create a song or jingle to help them remember the steps in the water cycle. Those with a musical intelligence will surely enjoy this fun yet instructional activity. Scan these QR codes and visit the App Store for more information on the websites and applications used throughout Week 1. Week 2 focuses on the world water crisis. Students will gain a global perspective on this drastic reality during the activities and projects set out for this week. In addition, all of the multiple intelligences will be addressed throughout this week. Students will begin by creating a newsreel using the Talking Tom and Ben news app. Verbal and kinesthetic learners will particularly enjoy this project where higher level thinking skills such as analysis and application are touched upon. Students will then view a video about the melting of the Himalayan glaciers and will write a blog in KidBlog to answer a critical thinking question. Intrapersonal learners will thrive with this writing activity, as will naturalist learners. As a final product for Week 2, students will work collaboratively to create an Animoto video, complete with information and powerful images, to highlight the realities of the world water crisis. These videos will then be posted on the school website to bring awareness to such a dire cause. Make sure to visit the following websites by scanning the QR codes and check out the Talking Tom and Ben news app in the App Store. We end with Week 3, a call to action and a look at water conservation as a possible solution to the world water crisis during this final week. Students will be synthesizing what they have learned and will be creating a public service announcement. As a whole class, students will communicate and collaborate to organize an information booth to be featured in the school's upcoming open house. Students will use Photoshop Touch on the iPad to create flyers and brochures featuring facts about the water cycle and the world water crisis. Other projects made throughout the unit will also be put on display at the information booth. Students will culminate by going on a walking field trip in search of water conservation at work, or the lack thereof. Students capture images to then be posted onto Instagram. Though this is a natural walk, technology lends itself perfectly to such a project. All types of learners will be engaged during this activity. Finally, students will work in small groups to plan, script, schedule, film, and edit a public service announcement using iMovie for the iPad. This final product involves all of the multiple intelligences and challenges students to evaluate and create based on all that they have learned in the span of 3 weeks. The applications used in week 3 can be purchased at the App Store. So what? Who cares? I walk away from EDUC522 with so much knowledge and appreciation for the multiple intelligences. I didn't always see the value in Gardner's theory, but have come to understand and apply them in my own teaching. I have come to look at Bloom's taxonomy, educational technology, and Gardner's multiple intelligences as a roads, where the above intersect in a sometimes messy but meaningful way to create an equitable learning environment for all learners. What will I remember in 5 or 10 years from now? I must always continue learning and stretching myself beyond my comfort zone. After all, that's why I decided to enroll in the master's program in digital teaching and learning. Students deserve and are worthy of an education that is tailored to their needs and strengths. Students should be creators and not mere consumers of information and content. Technology is a tool to push them beyond the traditional educational experience. I shall not lecture and I will not lecture. As an educator, I am a facilitator, learning and growing alongside my students, not simply someone to stand in front of the classroom and give information. Finally, education is not a one-size-fits-all industry, but rather comes in various shapes and sizes depending on our learners. I really do hope you enjoyed experiencing this unit plan. You can visit my web quest for a modified version of this unit. Also, make sure to check out my website for some ideas and inspiration from one new teacher to another. Finally, I hope you walk away inspired to change the course of water's history and take National Geographic's Pledge to Conserve Water. Thank you.